Are radical Muslim jihadists training right under our noses on American soil?
We're Americans. We were born here.
Terrorist training compounds.
Leave, period.
Give me a break. We're not about terrorism.
America should be worried.
Allahu Akbar. Sami Allahu liman hamida. Allahu Akbar.
Inside a mosque in a remote southern Virginia county that's so rural there isn't even a single stoplight, the Muslims of America bow down in prayer.
Illallahu la ilaha.
More than 7,000 miles away in Pakistan, Sheikh Mubarak Jilani serves as their guide, the spiritual leader over this village in Red House and 21 others nationwide.
I owe him my life.
We have extreme loyalty to him. He's like a father to us.
And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be about to go to medical school. I wouldn't. I'd be in Philadelphia, living life with no hope and nowhere to go.
Congratulations. In fact, the Muslim cleric is so influential over his followers that he names their children.
She is 7 days.
Her parents anxiously await the Sheikh's name choice.
Are you part of Al-Qaeda?
Why should I be part of it? I don't. I'm a reformer, educationist, and I am not part of anybody.
Sheikh Jilani is a mysterious figure in the Islamic world.
He himself was a very violent and very dangerous individual.
He is also the man Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl was meeting in 2002 when he was abducted and beheaded. Pearl was following a tip that shoe bomber Richard Reed had trained at one of Sheikh Jilani's alleged camps in Pakistan.
Advanced training course in Islamic military warfare.
C4 नहीं है, C3 है.
It's almost to the point where we buy the story up front. Oh, we're just a group of individuals of like mind that choose to live together and defend ourselves. That was the same case in the Branch Davidians at Waco.
Terrorism experts say the Muslims of America is a front group for a radical organization known as Jamaat al-Fukra, also founded by Sheikh Jilani.
He's just not involved in that. He doesn't do that. He would never tell us to kill our own people. He would never tell us to do anything that would jeopardize our freedom in this country.
That's dangerous. That's the jihadists next door. That's where the U.S. really needs to reconsider how we address these organizations.
We're not about terrorism. We're about being the best people that we possibly could be and being the best Muslims that we possibly could be, and that's not a bad thing. There's 21 families, so there's about 21 houses.
The Muslims of America deny any connection to al-Fukra, and we visited their village to explore the striking disconnect between internet-fueled perception and reality.
And in many cases, that larger purpose is violence against either the U.S. or its allies.
Some disturbing information about the spread of homegrown terrorists.
We feel normal, and then
you turn on the news and then you read about yourself and you're like, are you serious? You know, I just volunteer with United Way and my wife works with Red Cross, so it's like, seriously?
The group knows it's under the microscope and is sensitive about that scrutiny. That's why residents refer to the guardhouse on their property as a reception booth.
sometimes it's just ignorance. Sometimes people just don't know, and you're afraid of what you don't know.
But in Colorado in 1989, police raided a storage locker belonging to the Muslims of America and uncovered a cache of weapons.
They've recovered assault weapons, AK-47s, M16s, M14 rifles, pre-made pipe bombs, and several that were already primed and ready to fire. Also in the locker were plans for future attacks and targets.
We have had many members or ex-members that have been removed because of their history of crime, okay? And with any organization with a large amount of people, you're going to have people that are just bad apples.
The group is widely skeptical of the media. Throughout our visit, they videotaped us while we videotaped them.
What reason would we have to hate America? I mean, we live here. This is our home.
Walking down Sheikh Jilani Lane, the main road through the village, the mayor and organization spokesman said he's baffled by the accusations.
We denounce all forms of terrorism. Absolutely.
Roughly 60 people live here in modest trailer homes. Their children are homeschooled.
It's the most beautiful thing in the world to me because I came from Brooklyn, New York, where everyone was an individual. And I come here and I live in this village and we're a family.
The majority of the men work in neighboring towns, as do many of the women.
The concept of deception is key.
They still all appear to be random victims.
After the D.C. area sniper attacks of 2002, reports surfaced that Red House harbored John Muhammad and Lee Boyd Malveaux between their deadly attacks.
Really? That's news to me.
Today, there are 3,000 members of the Muslims of America in the U.S. and Canada.
I think when they first came in, back in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, there was concern about it. Pretty much everybody's gotten used to them. For the most part, it's quiet with them so far.
So just to be clear, the Muslims of America is not a hate group.
No.
Is not a terrorist group.
No.
Does not hate Christians.
No.
Does not hate Jews. Is not anti-Semitic.
No. It was very scary.
In fact, the village itself has been targeted.
They didn't shoot from the road. They came onto the property to shoot that.
In December of last year, a trespasser pumped bullets into their sign.
There's nothing concrete that says that this is a terror compound, though there's enough circumstantial evidence that would lead one to believe that.
You're not just going to come up here anytime you want to spread this daggone lies.
As for that angry man who smacked his cane against a television crew's car window,
I already called the police. I'm sick of this.
The group says the crew had trespassed onto private property and approached the man's children, asking if they knew they were living on a terrorist training compound.
We're American citizens. We haven't broken any laws. We haven't done anything wrong.
This is not a terrorist village.
You have to show us some evidence because we don't see it here.
The U.S. should be worried.
In Red House, Virginia, Andrea McCarran, WUSA 9.